Mongolia, a country landlocked between Russia to the north and China to the south, has had an interesting and colorful history. Genghis Khan, isn't it familiar? Mongolia is best known for the 12th century warrior and ruler, the founding father of Mongolia, Genghis Khan, who united the Mongols into one of the most powerful and feared armies in history. In a span of just 25 years, his horsemen conquered an area larger and greater in population than the Romans did in 4 centuries. In short, he really was a determined bloke. Mongolia is situated on mountains and plateaus. It is one of the world's highest countries with elevation averaging 5,180 feet. Mongolia has an extreme climate with temperatures varying greatly with the seasons. In the summer, temperature ranges from 10 to 20 degrees Celsius, while in the winter, temperature ranges from -21 to -30 degrees Celsius. Its capital is Ulaanbaatar and is considered the world's coldest capital. Over 90% of the population speaks Kaka-Mongol. Other languages spoken include Turkic and Russian, while English is becoming the main foreign language. Over half of the people in Mongolia follow Tibetan Buddhist Lamaism. According to the census conducted by the Mongolian Academy of Science, the majority religion was Buddhism, with 53% of the total population, 38.6% of which are non-religious, 3% practiced Islam, 4% practiced Mongolian shamanism, and only 2.1% practiced Christianity.
How about their traditional house and clothing? With a history of over 1,000 years, the portable dwelling made of wood lashed together with leather tongs and covered with felt called gur is the home of the Mongolian nomads. Easy to erect and dismantle, its furnishing and the stove inside can be carried by just 3 camels or wagons pulled by yaks, making it ideal for the nomadic way of life. It is small but spacious enough to provide adequate living space for a family. Is wind resistant and has good ventilation. Gurs are constructed of a lattice wood structure covered with layers of felt and canvas. The felt helps the gur retain heat and the canvas over it sheds rain. For their clothes, hats are a major aspect of clothing. There are many hats with different colors, shapes, styles, etc. It has 32 stitches to symbolize the unification of the 32 Mongol tribes. The summer hat is called Turtsog. Married women are not permitted to wear this hat. Women's hats are usually more fashionable than men's, but both sexes wear hats. The del is also important. It is a cuff-length tunic. Each ethnic group has its own color and design. Men and women wear a del. The only difference is that men have more somber colors. Del are worn all year long. Sheepskin dels are worn in the winter. Specific type of boots are worn in Mongolia. The toes are upturned. There are myths about why that is. Traditional accessories are usually made of silver. Mongolian women usually wear a pearl headdressing and silver earring with pearls.
Facts to know when talking about food in Mongolia. Their food is related to the nomadic practices in the region and is inspired by food from Russia, China, and other Central Asian nations. The main occupation in Mongolia is raising livestock, thus, the Mongolian cuisine is focused on meat and milk products. Animals are their main source of sustenance. Dairy products are important dietary items of Mongolians. In the summer, milk products rule. In the winter, dried meat has traditionally been staple. Mongolians have traditionally not eaten bread, vegetables, or fruit, but most eat these things now. Mongolian food is more about eating to survive rather than having a gourmet experience. Now, let us dive deeper into the Mongolian culture. Mongolians have a low power distance. Equality across gender, class, and social roles is preferred, a phenomenon rare for most Asian cultures. power is not distributed by such criteria as job seniority. On the contrary, the most capable person becomes a leader regardless of age and job seniority. Part of this may be influenced by Genghis Khan, who challenged social norms to promote based on competence and not birthright.
Is Mongolian collectivistic or individualistic? Mongolian is known for having an individualistic ideology, but they are also known for practicing collectivism. Mongolian people are well identified with their habits and principles of being independent and self-reliant. They may have individualistic ideas, but Mongolian society as a whole is still a kinship-based, collectivist society, and that means most actions taken are enacted with interests and repercussions on others, families, and not only on the self in mind.
How are Mongolians in terms of communication pattern, verbal and non-verbal communication? Mongolians are known to be frank, honest, hospitable, and hardworking. Initial greetings should be reasonably formal and adopt a fixed salutation protocol to the eldest of the most relevant first. A traditional handshake is appropriate. When conversing, it's best to always look people in the eye. This indicates honesty and sincerity. In terms of speaking, there's a lot of gesturing and pointing. To get to the point across, but only when one means to convey something heartfelt or important. You should avoid pointing at a person. It is considered rude or deprecatory gesture. Use the whole hand instead.
Is Mongolia monochronic or polychronic? Mongolia is generally a polychronic society because they value interpersonal relationships. Time is less tangible and emphasis is placed on the involvement of people and the completion of transactions rather than on schedules. Multitasking is valued in Mongolia. Mongolian cultures view time as being more flexible. Their perceptions is that life isn't entirely predictable. Scheduling and being precise are seen as simply not that important. In addition, immediate concern for Mongolians is often for the here and now. Planning for the future is not as relevant. More value is placed on being than on doing. Overall, Mongolia is one of the countries in East Asia that has a high context culture, especially for the older generation. Communication are implicit and focus on the underlying context, meaning and tone in the message, and not just the words themselves. Old literary works are revered and existed by the nature of the situation. Even Mongolians have trouble understanding it. While the younger generation, through exposure to foreign culture and rapid globalization, has become more direct and straightforward, meanings are usually understood easily. In Mongolia, similarity is an important characteristic.
That's enough for today! See you tomorrow!